Hi boys and girls. So I just wanted to start off by showing you one of the slides in the OLS lesson. The instructions for this says, draw a scene inspired by Washington's crossing of the Delaware, adding people in modern clothing. Do you see that at the very top? So this is the example that they show you, but they're not wearing modern clothing. So I did my example with them wearing actual modern clothing. If you didn't pick up on that and you did it to match the example, that's fine. But if you want to, you can do the drawing where they're wearing modern clothing. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of mention that before we get started. First, I like to begin a drawing by sort of lightly outlining where I want things to go in the picture. So I just break them down into their most simplest shapes: circles, squares, rectangles, rounded rectangles. And then I go in and I start adding the details to refine them to look like the things they're supposed to look like. This drawing is actually really complex. It has a lot of people, a lot of different positioning, layering, having certain people in front of others. So there's a lot here that you need to consider. So really stopping and taking one step at a time. It takes a while, but simplifying things first and then working one piece at a time will really help you develop your drawing skills for this picture. So here I'm focusing on the flag. This is actually a tricky thing to draw because of the way the fabric is laid out. It's not like your typical rectangle with the square in the top corner and your perfect stripes. It's kind of like wrapped up around the flagpole. So also keep in mind that the flag that's in this painting is the colonial flag, the one that has the 13 stars in a circle and then the red and white stripes. So it's not like your 50 stars and stripes one that you're used to seeing. So just keep that in mind at the top. You only have four stars showing. And then just take a look at some of the patterns on the painting, on the flag, to note kind of different sections. Sometimes the stripes are kind of wrapped in a way that they look like they're going in a vertical or a diagonal direction. So I would suggest kind of picking a section, drawing the stripes, and then just make sure that you are coloring them in red, white, red, white. Because I did do another version of the flag where I accidentally colored a couple things the wrong way. So just do it really carefully and try to follow like where one stripe would end and begin if it was, going through on the other side. So this is just more of the flag outlines. I'm going to speed it up now so you guys can see more of the coloring. So you can notice that I'm giving George Washington red sneakers. I thought those are really cool. You have to be kind of like a confident person, or you want to stand out if you're wearing red Converse sneakers. So that's why I chose to give him those. I kind of wish that I gave him some more red details on his coat. You can see that the underneath part of his, I guess it's more of a cape or cloak, that really stands out in the painting. In the Revolution, the red coats were what they called the British, so I didn't want to give him a red coat, but I wish that I had more of a color that really popped out to accentuate him as a character. I think the positioning of him is really good, but I wish that his colors and stuff stood out more. So I think I should have waited and colored him in last, just so I could see what colors I used for everyone else. I actually didn't plan it very well. So in the future, I would have planned more of the colors I chose for him versus the rest of the characters in the boat. Here I used watercolor to paint the background. Notice I'm doing a light wash of just water so that when I paint with the color on top of the water, it's a very, very thin layer of water, it kind of spreads more. It's blurry, and so you don't have as much streaking, and so that helps me give the effect of the cloud. So once I did one coat, I went back and did another kind of a layer to build up the colors in the sky. I also had already gone over the ice with a white crayon so that when I paint over it, the white areas still show up because the crayon repels the water or the colors from the watercolor. So that's what you need to do in order to get your ice to look similar to what I have there. So those white kind of scribbles and stuff. So I want you to just look closely at the painting, and I want you to notice the color of the water. A lot of times we assume water is blue, and so that's the default color that we use. But look at the color of this river water. It's kind of murky, kind of greenish brown. There are parts of the ice that look blue, but a lot of it is a greenish brownish color. I even see a reflection of the oars or the boat, or maybe even that guy's shirt, kind of like a rusted red color in the reflection of the water. So when you're painting the colors of the water and of the ice, just be really observant and see if you can look at the colors in the painting and try to mimic the colors that you see. So if you look at the ice, it's kind of like beigeish green with a little bit of blue in there. I know it's a lot to pay attention to, so pick the things that you care about for making your details match, but just notice the colors as you look at them closely. So this is my finished project. I hope that you guys have fun doing yours. I know this is a hard one, but stay focused, and when you finish, it's gonna look awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck.